All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to help you solve the problem of breaking through plateaus in the gym so that you can continue to make progress. And if you hear some strange noises in the background throughout this video, I should caveat it and let you know that there is one man trying to cut down a tree outside of my flat, and there is another man driving a digger trying to demolish a wall. However, I will continue to compendiously explain how to do this whilst simultaneously recording a YouTube video and a podcast. And if you're wondering how I can do all of this at the same time, I will tell you. My name is Doug. I've been training myself for 15 years and I've been doing this professionally for 5, helping men to take back control of their health and double their energy levels. Not only do I know what I am doing, but I am very good at what I do, because in that time I've helped over 100 men to do so and to achieve their full potential. Okay, sales pitch over, caveats over. As always, fire extinguishers in the background in case this content catches fire. Let's get into it. So, gym plateaus, they suck. However, the first question I've got for you is, have you actually plateaued? Like, are you even measuring your progress? Do you even know what your goal is? Do you have a goal? Because the vast majority of people, and I know this from experience, from having conversations with people, first of all, the people lie. They will tell me that they have plateaued, and then we look at the data, which does not lie, and they realize that they haven't. It just might be that they've had a bad day, and they need someone to vent to, and that's fine. I can be a punching bag for a little minute. But this is why we track. This is why we measure. Because data is logical. It takes the emotion out of our decision-making process, which is incredibly valuable because humans are programmed to make decisions based on emotions, and this is why so many people make so many bad decisions, including myself, regularly. But if we look at decisions logically, with data, we tend to make far better decisions. It also gives us back much more control, and it helps to justify and put us at ease, giving us peace of mind. So, I repeat, have you even actually plateaued? Are you measuring your lifts? Are you measuring your progress? And then the next thing to think about is, have you actually got a goal? What are you even trying to achieve? Because if you do not have singular focus and a clear path with direction, it is going to be impossible for you to actually achieve anything. Most men go into the gym with 2 to 3 goals. They want to burn fat and build muscle and feel healthier and lift heavier and get bigger and all at the same time. What's the rush? Guys, there is plenty of time. You ain't going anywhere. Elon ain't building those rockets up to Mars yet, and you ain't dying anytime soon. There is no rush. We're playing the long game here, because you don't win fitness. You play the game for as long as you possibly can so that you can live a more fulfilled and healthier life. Simple as that. Do we want to get more jacked, more shredded, more confident, have more energy? 100%. Will we get there? Definitely. How are we going to do that? With clear focus is your absolute best way. So the first question here is to ask yourself, do you have a goal? And do you have one goal? And are you absolutely focused on trying to achieve that goal? Because if you're not, that is probably why you're plateauing. If you're plateauing at all. Okay, let's assume that you've nodded your head to all of that, you've ticked all those boxes, and you are actually plateauing. Maybe you need a rest day. When was the last time you had a rest day? When was the last time that you rested the specific muscle or body part that you are struggling to progress on, that you are plateauing on? Do you need a deload week? If you are a intermediate to advanced trainer, you probably need a deload week at least every 8 weeks. If you are a beginner trainer who's been training less than 1 year, you probably do not need a deload week. The number of guys I've spoken to who are 4 weeks in to the gym, ever, and they're like, oh man, I just need a deload week. No, you don't. No, you don't. Up until 1 year, you do not need a deload week. You just need to keep going. Take advantage of the fact that this is when you're going to get the most amount of gains at a percentage level. After 1 year, you're becoming an intermediate lifter. You might need to think about a deload week every 8 to 12 weeks. As you become more advanced, you might need a deload week every 6 to 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. So consider it, depending on where you are in your sort of journey, in your gym career and your lifting career, you need to think about whether you need a deload week or not. And a deload week, very simply put, is continuing to follow your program, but to do so whilst lifting 50 to 60% of the volume that you would do normally. The volume being the weight that you lift, the number of sets that you do, and the number of reps that you do. So what I tend to do is keep the reps, the sets, the exercises, the rest periods, all the variables the same. The only variable I change is the weight that I lift. And I take that opportunity to really dial in my form, because let's be honest, as we go through a program, as we progressively overload and lift heavier weights, as much as we say we're trying to keep our form dialed in, it tends to break down a little bit. So a deload week is a fantastic opportunity to slow down the reps, really focus on time under tension. But this is advanced stuff, guys. I know a lot of you are going to be listening to this or watching this and thinking, oh yeah, that's what I need. I need a deload week. You probably don't. But if you do, that's how you do it. Next up, you need to think about whether you're eating enough. Your calories are your fuel, just like petrol is to a car. And if you are trying to get bigger and stronger, you need calories. And this comes back to my first point. If you're trying to burn fat and build muscle at the same time, it's absolutely technically possible from a physics and a biology point of view to do it. But once you've been doing it for 4 to 8 weeks, because it varies person to person depending on starting position and willpower, motivation, driver, etc., you're going to really start to struggle. And again, I ask you, what's the rush? I'd always advise you, if you need to trim the fat off first and then to build the muscle. But if you're in a position where you feel lean enough and you're happy with your body fat percentage, then let's go all in, build the muscle. 5 to 10% calorie surplus every single day with a lot of protein. 25 to 30% of your calories coming from protein. If you want to quantify that in terms of grams, anything north of 125 grams will get the job done for the vast majority of people. But if you're struggling through plateaus, you need to ask yourself whether you're eating enough. Next up, and these ones I'm putting in, but I'm almost putting in ironically because they're not the answer. Do you need to change your split? Do you need to change the exercises? Do you need to, etc., etc.? I'm putting these in, like I say, it's kind of a shit joke. You don't need to do these things. They are not going to help you get over plateaus. But yeah, I've said it now, so we're just sticking with it. Maybe you need a new motivational playlist, or you need to watch a YouTube video of The Rock lifting weights for 5 minutes, or Batman or something. I don't know. The chances are, guys, it's 2 things, or maybe 3 things. I'll give it 3. One is that you're not eating enough. That's a genuine one. Or because you're trying to hit 2 goals at once. You're trying to burn fat and you're trying to build muscle at the same time. 2 is that you haven't actually plateaued and that you're not measuring anything, or you're not working towards a specific goal. And number 3, and this is probably the biggest one, is that you're just not actually trying hard enough. And I say this to myself as much as I say it to you, because I'm about to, as soon as I finish recording this, go and do a leg session. And I fear my leg sessions because I know they're gonna suck. It's an hour of just pain. And there's every temptation after every set to just take it a little bit easier. But the people who don't plateau are the people who push that thought out of their head. Intensity is one of the biggest factors that determines progress. And if you're not training intensely enough, you're just not going to make progress. Because if it ever starts to feel like it's getting easier, that's when you know your intensity is going too low. So there is a chance that you need a rest day or a deload week. There is a chance that you're not eating enough. There is a chance that you need to change your split, or you need a new playlist or a motivational YouTube video. But the chances are that A, you haven't plateaued, and B, even if you have, the simple solution is just stop being a little bitch. is to go back and to actually try harder. And as I say that to you as much as I say it to myself. So, hopefully that was useful. Hopefully you can take that actionable advice and use it to break through any gym plateaus that you are experiencing. If you would like more information about how my program works, if you would like a personalized plan to help you break through these plateaus, then you can click the link in this video. It's going to take you to my website. You can read a little bit more about me. You can find out a little bit more. We can book a call. We can have a conversation over text. Up to you. I don't really care. And I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.